Hello everyone, I'm TurboMatrix, but you can just call me Matrix, and welcome back to another God of War Ragnarok theory. And here, let me just reposition my mic. In today's theory, I know the title's a little bit vague. I will be going over my theory of what the intro scenes or the intro sequence will be for God of War Ragnarok. It took me a while. I went through the trailer, tried to fact check as many things as possible, but really, after going through the trailer a bunch of times, I spent a long lots of hours working on this. I just kind of went, hey, the trailer doesn't really give us that much stuff, and it's the gameplay trailer from 10 months ago. It doesn't give us that much stuff. So obviously, this theory is a lot of my imagination. You guys are going to have to imagine this with me because, as you know, I can't really show clips from the trailer. You're just going to have to just imagine in your head this. So I'm going to have some Alfheim clips going in the background and stuff like that. But yeah. So just stick with me. Plug in some ears, some headphones. Close your eyes or don't. I'll have some gameplay going in the background, but it's not going to be anything really important. A lot of these theories is just me talking. You can listen. You don't have to really watch. So yeah. Anyways, so if you guys don't know what I mean by intro sequence, I mean the first hour or so of the game, everything leading up to the first boss fight of the game. So in 2018, it was basically you chopped down the tree, you burnt Faye, then you went off with Atreus to fight Draugrs, you defeated a troll there, then also to hunt some deer, obviously. And so yeah. And then when you got back home, collected Faye's ashes, and then you got met by Baldur, who, at the end of that boss fight, met an unfortunate end, but obviously we know later he came back. So that's what I sort of mean by intro. What is going to be the intro of Ragnarok? Well, this theory is sort of out there in that sort of way. Basically, I don't really know. How do I put this? I like this theory. But I don't really think this is going to happen. Obviously, I'm throwing it out there. If something like this happens, I can call, hey, I sort of got it right. But anyways, I'll just get into my theory. I personally like it. I just don't know. It feels a bit slow and sort of just thrown together. Yeah, obviously, it's a theory. It's not the actual thing. But anyways, let's just get straight into it. So, obviously, we start the game in the cave from the start of the gameplay trailer with Kratos sharpening the arrows. Atreus, older Atreus, obviously, will then walk in from behind us and start talking about Ragnarok. This did not happen in the trailer, so this is just my theory brain going. But Kratos will eventually cut him off because he doesn't like talking about that. That's why they're hiding out in the woods. Atreus will stomp out of the cave, and Kratos will just be left sitting there. Kratos will then grab Faye's ashes pouch, the little pouch that held her ashes before they spread them, which he still keeps with him, surprisingly. Kratos will ask Faye what to do, and then after a few moments of silence, he walks outside and tries to talk to Atreus. Then we'll get a whole scene with Kratos and Atreus arguing about Ragnarok, and Atreus wanting to stop him, wanting to find out who really Loki is and all that stuff, like it says in the trailer, sort of, briefly. Kratos and Atreus will then eventually be interrupted by some enemies, whether that's Draugr, whether that's new ones, who knows, which will be our intro fight, intro to fighting, kind of like 2018 with the Draugrs, where, light attack, heavy attack, block, do this to dodge, all that stuff. After that, Kratos tells Atreus that they can pick this up later, and then they introduce us to the brand new travel mechanic, which is the dog sled, and then they both head off home. While they're heading home, they are then interrupted by Freya, and a quick time event will happen where we push her off. You know the shield thing from the trailer. I believe that is probably a quick time event where we have to mash X or circle, whatever. I have it underneath X. And boom, we shove her off. And then maybe we'll get a sled fight scene with Freya. We gotta maybe throw our axe at her or something, knock her out of the air, or like do the little shield block thing. You know how we would have to hold block and look in the correct direction. Maybe something like that. Maybe even shoot her with Atreus' arrows a few times. Who knows? No major harm will happen to either character, and they'll just continue home. Once home, Mimir greets them at the door. I believe that is their home where Mimir is in the trailer. I don't really know. They might have redecorated the place. Yep, Mimir greets them at the door. Then he asks about Kratos' face. Like, whoa, oh man, that face. You know, like he says in the trailer. And Atreus tells Mimir about Freya and how he's playing, and how Atreus is playing to stop Ragnarok, which we don't know if you're really, or like, hey, here's my quick like sketch plan. We need to find this guy, and he might help. That's sort of his put together plan. Tyr being dead is mentioned by Kratos, and that's when Mimir mentions that for a dead man, Odin made sure that he shouldn't be found. This is what Mimir says in the trailer. So I think that's where he's going to say it in the intro scene. But later at night, Kratos, Atreus, and Mimir are woken by the sound of thunder and lightning. Atreus screams out, "Is this another dream?" But Kratos then yells back, "No." So basically, it will be sort of the same sequence from the secret scene of 2018, which I'll actually be playing around right now. And so, yeah, you know, where they walk out, and then it's like, "Who are you?" And now, where did I leave off? Oh, Kratos then grabs his axe and slams the door open. We are then greeted with Thor. Now, this is where we get some voice lines. Instead of cutting off, like, at the end of the 2018 secret scene, it'll continue on, and we'll see his face and his dad bod or whatever. Thor then asks for the man responsible for killing his sons, and that he wants to talk to him. Kratos then speaks up, and Thor responds with, "You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you a calm and reasonable person?" So, I think that's when he's going to say it, really. Oops, Discord notifications. Let me silence that. Okay. Okay. Kratos then tells Atreus to stand back and tells Thor to leave his home. Now, this is what I hope happens. Like, really? Even though it'll be super... Oh, oops. My script disappeared. Freaking Discord notifications. Anyways. Okay. Kratos then tells Atreus... Oh, no. Never mind. Thor... So after Kratos tells Atreus to back up, Thor then laughs, and maybe even then slaps his belly. Like, oh, like, sort of like a jolly laugh almost, but like sort of evil, and like slaps his belly. Like, maybe it's like a thunder boom or something. I don't know. But that would be hilarious if he does that. Then... Thor would throw his hammer at Kratos, which launches Kratos all the way through the house, just making the house like collapse, like destroying most of it. But on the way that the hammer hits Kratos and throws him all the way through the house, it shocks Atreus, showing its area of effect powers, its AoE powers, which I theorized about in a past video. The how will we obtain and keep Mjolnir, and how it will. I also talked about how I think it would work. Like it would be like an air, like lightning would be in an area effect. Like wherever we throw it, like multiple enemies around it would get hit by lightning, but the main enemy would take the most amount of damage because it's getting hit with the actual hammer. And also, I theorized that the hammer is going to be a very heavy weapon. That when you throw it, it's going to knock back enemies, or it's going to be taking a long time to throw or something like that. Or maybe when it comes back, it's going to be heavier. I go into more detail about this in that video, so make sure you check that out. Anyways, Thor and Kratos fight, and towards the end of the battle, Thor thinks he has killed Kratos and leaves, just like how Kratos thought he killed Baldur, and then he left. Or just left Baldur to fall down a cliff, even though that Baldur was still alive. Kratos gets up, heavily injured, but then Kratos obviously heals himself. Kratos then goes over to check on Atreus and sees that he's alive. And then he hears Mimir. Kratos eventually finds Mimir in the wreckage, like, "Hey, bro, what happened?" Stuff like that. After Kratos calms down, he realizes how big of a threat the gods of this realm are. Because really, if I remember correctly, the only like god he faced is like Baldur. Obviously, he did face Magni and Modi, but those were sort of the Hello, this is editing Turbo Matrix, just butting in really fast. Before all the crazy God of War like kids, or like the kids that aren't like really understanding me that well, or well past me that well. I don't mean like in general. Like, Kratos, yes, he's killed Zeus, he's killed all these guys. I'm talking about Norse gods. Because very different. They're different. They're different, what's it? Yeah, it's a different pantheon. He hasn't faced any, like, major gods from the Norse pantheon. Yes, he's killed, like, almost all of them in the Greek pantheon. So yeah, please don't take my words, like, out of, like, they're sort of already out of context, but don't take them any more out of context. I am not that dumb. I know that he's been actual gods before. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I'll just continue on with your scheduled broadcast. What are they called? Oh, man, I can't. The lower gods. Shoot, it's not coming to my mind. Please correct me in the comments. So yeah, like the lower gods. So he hasn't really faced, right? He faced the Valkyries. Yeah, he hasn't really faced like a god, like a god yet, or at least a god as high as Thor. Where was I? Yep. And then he digs through the wreckage of his house, and then is once again reunited with the Blades of Chaos. I believe that at the end of 2018, like in the 3 or 4 years, however many years it is from 2018, the start of Ragnarok, he put the blades back and just left them there, like in his house. And so then he'll like find them in the wreckage again, or like they'll be calling out, or maybe it's like burning wood around it, like calling to him, like, oh, here's where. And so then he'll find it and wrap the chains around. And it won't be as dramatic as in 2018 where he goes, he'll just boop, boop, wrapped up again, boom, got the blades again. Then after. Now, okay. Alright, this will be the end of the intro part of the game, and we'll go on and stuff like that. And the rest of the game goes on, yeah, I'm not going to theorize about the rest of that piece, really. I don't know. This game is going to be huge. I honestly cannot wait for this. This intro sequence, obviously this would be, the battle at least would be cool, but the rest of it's, I'm kind of iffy. I'm sure they'll do a great job. I'm just putting my theory out there, and based on the stuff that we have right now, that's what I've made. Obviously, if another trailer released like next month or in 2 months, then, and it has maybe more intros or maybe more gameplay and stuff like that, then I might have to change this theory or make a new theory or something like that if it has more stuff. But right now, based on what we got, which is very little, we have very little stuff, this is what I came up with. Anyways, now obviously, this theory has a little bit of trouble coming together, and the one-shot camera motion, like how, they get to the house, they bow for Freya, they all do this, like the one-shot camera and all this stuff, because there is going to be a one-shot camera in this game, so it's going to be, if this theory is true, there's a lot of parts that are going to be trouble to put the one-shot camera in, sort of, but after all, it's just a theory. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is about the length of my last theory. I'm sorry for the Discord notification, interruption. I know, I need to probably silence those. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed, because I have, and I cannot wait for Ragnarok. More theories will be coming out in the comments below. Please tell me what theories you want me to do next, what stuff you want me to talk about. I love God of War. I can do more gameplay and stuff like that. School is going to be starting in the next few weeks, so obviously these videos are going to slow down. There's going to be shorter videos and all that stuff, so then I can actually get out the 3 videos a week thing, especially during school. But then, once Ragnarok releases, oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. I might do a video about the story of how I got my Jotnar edition, because it's actually a pretty cool story. Sort of, at least in my opinion, because it was kind of cool, because I also got one for my sibling. And yeah, and that's pretty cool. But anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!